What's going on, guys? Lawson Turner back with another episode of the Cover 2 podcast, and we went over the first game of last night's action. Let's go over the late night game. The Denver Nuggets they appear to have taken firm control of the series over their path over games 3 and 4. Now, they won last night 105 to 107. They won by 8. I'm going to be honest, I thought the series was over after 2 games. After 2 games, Minnesota looked like the bigger team, the longer team, the more physical team. And it looked like through 2 games that they had the best player in the series. It looked like to me that Jokic had finally not met his match, but Ant was staring him down and saying that, "Wow, I the stage is for me." Now last night, Aaron Gordon masterclass, and it's all not all, it's mostly about the others. And Minnesota through the majority of the regular season and through the postseason. Well, not through the postseason, their offenses really picked up. They were a middle of the pack to below average offensive team, but it looked like through the first 2 games that they were taking advantage of Jokic's lack of lack of athleticism and the fact that they don't have a single person that can hold Anthony Edwards one on one. Now let's go back to Aaron Gordon. He had a fantastic game. 27 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 11 for 12 from the floor, and hit both of the threes he took. And when you have your fourth option hitting his first 10 and 11 of 12 for the whole night, you're going to be tough to beat. And we saw him in I want to say it was game 3 against the Lakers, where he essentially took over the game, and he was the catalyst as to why they won. Now, Jokic also stepped up in a big way. 35 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals. He was Joker. He was exactly what they needed. They needed him to be that dominant offensive force that he was last night to win that game. Jamal Murray also had a really strong game. 19 points, 8 assists, 2 steals. Now let's dive into the Timberwolves players before where I think Denver lost the game, or where I think Minnesota lost the game. Anthony Edwards, I can't I can't tip my cap enough. 44 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, a block, 64% from the floor, 5 of 8 from 3. Awesome. Karl Anthony Towns, really subpar game. 13 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists. He was, and bad. He was 5 of 18 from the floor. 1 for 4 from 3. If you have Anthony dropping damn near 50 against the defending champs, he needs someone to just help a little bit. Mike Conley, 15 point strong game. Uh, Rudy Gobert, all things considered, 14 rebounds, 11 points. Did have 5 turnovers, and the Nuggets are starting to trap at. They're starting to trap Minnesota's pick and rolls higher to force the short roll action with Rudy Gobert 4-on-3 on the backside, and Rudy's just not he's not good enough on that side of the floor to make these fast decisions that need to come out fast, and it needs to be the perfect pass, and it just hasn't been. Naz Reid off the bench, good game, 11 points, 4 rebounds. Now, to transition to where I think Denver won this game and Minnesota lost. Denver went on an 8-0 run from the 48-second mark to the end of the second quarter and the end of the first half. It all starts. KCP hits a 3. And then Anthony Edwards turns the ball over. That leads to a Michael Porter Jr. dunk. And then Minnesota tries to throw a long pass past half court. And Murray steals it and just hucks it from half court and smacked it. So you're down 7 when KCP hits the 3. You're down 10. The shot clock is off. Worst case scenario, you're going to be down 10 at half. Worst case, just take the last shot and go from there. But no, and tried to drive and lost the ball, and Jokic picked it up, and then Michael Porter Jr. dunked it, and then Jamal Murray hit a crazy half court shot. Just walked it, just kind of took 2 steps and put it up and laced it. It's a big difference between down 7 or 10 and down 15 because it's going to take so much to come back. And just like Anthony Edwards said in the postgame, they're playing with they're playing against the best player in the world, and Nikola Jokic saying any mistake you make, he's going to see that and capitalize off of that. Now let's dive into some other stats that I thought was or were important. Denver shot 15 free throws. It's okay. Made 12 of them. Minnesota shot 27. That's almost double what Denver shot. Denver outscored Minnesota by 6 from the 3-point line. Denver shot 57%. Minnesota 47.6%. So like the big difference to me was the 8-0 run because they lost by 8, and it's the last 2 minutes of the last 2 minutes of the first and second quarter and the third can really just be a momentum swing, and momentum is freaking real because there's no I I it's we can't measure momentum. It's just something that's there. And when it gets rolling and that snowball starts to go downhill and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, right when Jamal Murray hit that half court shot, I was like, well, shit, this is Minnesota can try all they can in the second half. It just sometimes it's just not your night. And especially how Denver closed and how they closed most quarters, they come up big and then come up clutch, and that is why that the Denver Nuggets have tied this series at 2 games apiece. They lost the first 2 at home, won the next 2 on the road, and it's now a best of 3 with 2 of the 3 potential games in Denver's building. Assuming they win game 5 and Minnesota wins game 6, game 7 will be in Denver's building. Now game 6 is Tuesday night at 10:30 p.m. on TNT, and I cannot wait for game 5 and the rest of the series on how it unfolds. Well, that's all I have for you guys for this video. Be sure to check us out on Twitter at the Cover2Pod26. 2in pod. I said 2in pod. 2 in on Twitter is TO. Link will also be in the description to make it a little bit easier. Yeah, be sure to check us out there to stay up to date with the show and to interact with us as we tweet during these playoff games. As always, for the Cover 2 podcast, thank you for watching. I'm Lawson Turner, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.